it's Alice, and I'm here with a bit of a life update, kind of channel update, look at how things are going to be going around here for the next few weeks/months. So let's dive right in. So, where to start is the main question. The reading slump came back. That is where we will start today. The reading slump is back with a vengeance. We have not finished a book since the week after my birthday, which was at the end of April. So it has been 6 weeks of no book finishing. Which is a nightmare, really, because I had a lot of plans and I was very excited to get things done. And I enjoy reading. It's just a case that I can't focus on it at the moment, and I don't know why. But we read a little bit and then I get completely thoroughly distracted by something else. I mean, I do know why, but we're going to go into that a bit later. But yes, basically the reading slump is back. So what we're going to do is there aren't going to be any wrap-ups around here for a little while, no mid-month reading updates, because we're not really reading anything, so that would kind of be pointless, and it wouldn't be fun for you guys to just hear me sitting here going, well, I haven't really read much, but I've read like 10 pages of this and 10 pages of that, and I've tried to get into this other thing. So hopefully, considering this is a booktube channel, we will be able to start reading again at some point soon, but it is not going to be for the foreseeable future, I don't think. I'm completely and thoroughly blaming Crimson Rain by Amelia Wenzhou, because I've looked back through my reading stats, and actually, when I started reading Red Tigress in September, I had a 3 or 4 month reading slump. And I'm halfway through Crimson Rain now, and it's like hitting myself into a brick wall. I can't get into it at all. It's very repetitive, it's very drudgy, and I should just DNF it, but I really care about the characters, so I'm not DNFing it yet. I am putting it on pause, probably for the next month. But that isn't helping, because there's just something about her writing style. I really love her characters, but her writing style just does not gel with me. So that is not helping at all. It does mean that we aren't going to have any of our TBR game up for a while either. So Hookahduck is officially on hiatus. Hopefully we will be back with it, because I do have a lot of fun playing Hookahduck. I just feel like since we've started the TBR game, my reading has gone downhill dramatically. I don't know if that's because we started the TBR game around about the same time that I got my new job. Well, no. We started TBR Hookahduck in December 2020. So it's been just over a year and a half of it now. And it was fine for the first few months, but then my workplace closed down, I was made redundant, I found a new job, I'm now working full time. I love it, it's very rewarding, it is perfect for me because it's stock work and it's a lot of the nitty gritty that I get to focus on, and I love that, but it is very exhausting. So I don't have as much time to read as I did obviously through the lockdown. I don't have as much time to read as I did when I was working at my previous job, because that wasn't a full-time contract. So the reading was automatically gonna go downhill. I just think it's correlation rather than causation, but it is making me not want to play Hookahduck, because then I'm thinking it's restricting my reading a bit more. Instead of just being able to pick up whatever I feel like, I still feel like I have to fit with those specific books that I've chosen, and then it means that when I might actually pick up something and read it from start to finish, I'm not picking it up. However, we are going to continue on with Bookworm Book Club, because we've literally just launched it. It's a project that I'm extremely intensely excited about, and it's fun. I'm already having a lot of fun. We're about a quarter of the way through Empire of the Vampire. We'll get to that in a second. But I'm having a lot of fun reading it. And it's one that I would have kept procrastinating. I would have kept putting off, because it's meant to be part of a longer series. There's no news of when the sequel will be out yet. And those kind of books I always procrastinate on. I always push them as late as I can. So I wouldn't have been reading it for a very long time without you guys voting for it and without us choosing to read it together. So Bookworm Book Club will be continuing. Let's move on to that for a moment, because it will be continuing, but we will not be choosing a June book, because Empire of the Vampire is kicking my fucking ass. I have been trying to read it, and I'm really enjoying it. Gabriel de Leon is a very fascinating main character. The writing style is very interesting, because it is written as though he is telling the story to somebody who is chronicling it. So there's bits where it jumps out with the story and back into this conversation that he's having with the person who is chronicling this life that he's lived, and then it jumps back into his life story, and I love that. I'm flying through it when I get started on reading it, I'm just really struggling to pick it up. I don't know if it's because it's so big. I don't know if it's because we've had a lot going on. Like, we went to Manchester to see family for a few days. We went to see Me at 6. We went to Slamdunk Festival. So I've had a week off work and it has been non-stop. I'm more exhausted from this week off than I would normally be from work, which is ridiculous. And we are actually seeing 21 Pilots and Water Parks in 2 weeks' time. So I'm going to get exhausted again then. And it's a case that we might be able to read in the car, but concentration issues, blah blah blah. So we will finish Empire of Vampire this month. We will get the live show booked in for the beginning of July. We will do a vote for the July book of the month throughout June, and then hopefully we will get to a stage where we're doing them monthly. I just think, like, when we did the vote, I knew Empire of the Vampire was huge. I didn't know I'd have tonsillitis and be unable to speak for nearly 10 days. And I read out loud, Sean. So not being able to speak for 10 days means 10 days of no reading Empire of the Vampire. So it was already 2 weeks into the month before we actually managed to start it. Completely my fault, because we should have tried to start it earlier when it looked like it was going to win. We should have kind of picked it up straight away. But we were still trying to finish City of Dust by Tara Sim because we're halfway through that as well. So we are reading, just not actually being able to commit to anything, which is a bit of a mess. But I'm actually, apart from Crimson Rain, enjoying everything that we're picking up. So does it matter if we're not finishing books as long as we're enjoying the ones that we're reading? That's a conversation for another time. I think this idea that you need to be reading hundreds and thousands of books each year to be a good booktuber or a good book blogger or a good reviewer is naive. Because I used to read 100 to 300 books every year. It wasn't even draining. It wasn't even a challenge. I was just reading constantly. I was reading on the bus to work. I was getting all of my tasks done at work and then sometimes reading during my shifts. I was reading in the mornings. I was barely sleeping, so I was reading at night. I was reading all the time. So reading that many books in a year wasn't hard. But was I finding new favourites as regularly? No. Was I finding books that I didn't like regularly? Yes. And now I'm finding a lot of new favourites. I'm finding worlds that I can fall into and I want to stay in forever. I'm finding characters that I really fall deeply in love with. And I would prefer to read less books and be able to remember all of them and for all of them to have a huge impact on me. And that's something that I'm still kind of coming to terms with myself, because I've always been one of those people, I want to read as many books as possible. You can see in all of our videos, you can see in all of our hauls that I want to read everything. I have such a wide interest in books. I like non-fiction, I like romance, I like fantasy, I like sci-fi, I like middle grade, I like young adult, I like classics. I'm interested in everything, horror, crime, thrillers. And there's nothing that I won't pick up. I'll even read historical. It's not my favourite. Sometimes I really struggle to get into it, but there are some historical books that I've really enjoyed. So I like reading widely. And that's probably another problem, because I just don't even know what I'm in the mood for at the moment. I want to read everything at once, and I've got so much choice that I just feel thoroughly overwhelmed with it. So I just don't read anything, which isn't great. But yeah, so in recap, because I'm realising that I am rambling a lot, I promised Sean I wasn't going to ramble in this video. I'm rambling. TBR Hooker Duck on hiatus. Bad Bookworm Book Club still on the go ahead, but June's book is Empire of the Vampire. So for any of you who haven't started it yet and were like, yeah, we'll just skip May, sorry, you've got another month. For anybody who is in the middle of it like I am, yay, you've got more time. And then we will be doing a live show and we will be getting it all booked in, and we will make sure that we've got that all announced in plenty of time. So now, schedule. We're not going to be doing videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday anymore. I don't actually think we're going to have a schedule at the moment, which is brave, because we did YouTube for 1 year and we gained 5 subscribers in 1 year, which is not a lot, but we were having an amazing time doing it, and we didn't have a schedule and we didn't force ourselves to put up content as regularly as we probably should have been. We were just having a whale of a time, reading a lot, filming sometimes, and it was working for us. And then we decided to try and grow the channel. We put TBR Hooker Duck up and it was doing really well for us. We did Bookmas and we had a lot of fun, and we thought we would kind of commit to it a bit more. Do Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays, 3 videos a week, easily done. And it's grown the channel amazingly. We're on nearly 800 subscribers now, which just blows my mind, because where did you all come from? Why are you here? Thank you so much for your support. And I hope that this doesn't put you off, because I can imagine a lot of you are here for the TBRs. A lot of you are here for the constant reading and the intense reviews. So the fact that we're paring back a bit from that might put you off. I'm sorry if that's the case, but I think going away from a schedule will probably be better for us, because we'll be able to make better content. Because at this stage, it's getting to like, oh, we need to film a video for Tuesday. We'll think about it on Saturday, like, okay, we've got a video to film on Tuesday, and we won't have any ideas. And there won't be anything that I'm excited about. So we'll pull something off and get a video up. But it's not always something that I'm very excited about. It's not something that I think will do amazingly. And I want to be able to spend more time doing like in-depth reviews, doing series reviews, actually focusing on things like themed reading vlogs. Books and Lala's channel is amazing for these, and it's something I've always enjoyed, and I want to be making content that I want to watch, and themed reading vlogs is a big one for me. I've had so many planned for such a long time, but because we film so regularly and we're always making more stuff, I never feel like I can dedicate the time to it. So I don't know if we'll decide on a new schedule or if we'll just be like sporadically uploading for a few months until everything settles down, but please bear with us, because we're still going to try and upload at least once, maybe twice a week, as the mood takes us. You're still going to be getting monthly book box battles, you're still going to be getting regular unboxings because we've got all of these special editions that are coming, you're still going to be getting regular hauls, hopefully regular unhauls, because we're trying to do a challenge where we unhaul a book for every book we haul in the year, and it's gone to the stage where I can't think of any more to unhaul, but we're still acquiring books. So we might move on to unhauling other things, like unhauling band shirts or unhauling bookish merch, because I'm trying to pare back everything in our house. We're trying to declutter a lot, we're trying to become more minimalist, she says, while hoarding like at least 3,000 books she hasn't read. But I would just like it to get to the stage where things are a bit more organised. And it's something that I'm focusing on a lot recently. And again, that gives me less time for reading. That gives me less time for filming, because I want to make this house lovely for our family and for our children. And we've been trying. We've been trying really hard for years, but we've been struggling to keep on top of everything. And this is where it gets from like the channel updatey bit to the life updatey bit. So just once more quickly in recap, TBR on hiatus, Bookworm Book Club continuing, and no schedule. So, okay, let's get to the life update bit. I've been diagnosed with ADHD, and this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, because I am scatty as fuck. You'll notice it in wrap-ups when I'm like, yeah, I read this book last week and I don't remember any of the characters' names, I don't remember the plot, I just remember it kind of annoyed me. My attention span is shocking, and I talk very quickly. I talk a lot. I am like basically the epitome of ADHD. I either read a book a day for a month, or I read the same sentence 100 times and can't take it in and can't move on any further. I either focus intensely on reading for 9 hours in a day, or I can't pick up a book for 9 weeks. It's all over the place. And I've been diagnosed, and I've had some medication through. In typical Alyce fashion, I have managed to lose the medication because I put it somewhere safe. And I have no idea where it is. So eventually, in my mad house tidying spree, I will find it. And then I will start taking it, and then things should finally become manageable, because I am very much of the mindset that like medication works for some people, and other therapies and other ways of coping work for other people. I've always been a big fan of this in novels, especially if somebody will do like a kind of combination of therapy and medication. It's very true to real life, and things like this, mental health is never one size fits all. And for me personally, I think that the medication might help me if I can find it. I think that having conversations with my therapist, it's going to be something that will be beneficial for me. It should help me at work, it should help me personally, it should help me with my hobbies, it should help me with everything. Because things have been a mess for a while. I can either intensely plan something for 8 hours, or I can't even remember my own name. Not like quite that bad. But it gets to the stage where I go upstairs for something and I can't remember what it is, and then I get downstairs and Sean's like, you didn't bring the baby's socks, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot. So I'll go back upstairs for something and I'll bring something completely different down and he'll be like, these aren't socks, and I'm like, yeah, I forgot what I was going up for again. And I've tried making lists, I've tried to-do lists, I've tried calendar apps, I've tried doing like habit trackers, I've tried scheduling things very intensely, and nothing is working for me. And I think that's probably the reason why scheduling on the channel has worked so well, because it does feel like either we stick to that schedule or I completely forget it exists. Out of sight, out of mind is a big thing for me. I haven't written on my blog since last August because I just forget it exists. I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably update the blog at some point, and then 6 months later I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably update the blog at some point. I used to write daily. When I was back on Everything Alyce, before I launched the Bumbling blog, or before I did my rebrand, I was posting literally daily. I would do a review on Monday, I would do top 10 Tuesday, I'd do top 5 Wednesday, I'd do like a book review on Thursday, I'd do a Friday playlist, and then Saturday and Sunday, sometimes I'd have them off, sometimes I'd do like a weekly recap on what was going on, and I was so intensely focused on it. And I'm trying to get to the stage where I have like a healthy middle ground with things. I want to be able to enjoy the things that we're doing. I want to be able to enjoy making videos for you, but also not feel guilty for tidying my house because I'm not filming. Not feel guilty for filming because I'm not reading. Not feel guilty for reading because I'm not writing a review of the book that I previously read. I would just like to get to the stage where my brain doesn't guilt trip me for doing anything. Because it's really fucking sucky, if I'm honest with you. Like, I'll tidy the house and I'll feel amazing because it'll look great. There will be no toys on the floor, all the toys will be packed away, the babies will be really happy because they can find everything, it'll be nice and clean, we'll have swept, we'll have dusted, and it'll look great. And then I'll feel really guilty because I've done that and I haven't done the kitchen. And then one day I'll do the kitchen and then I'll feel really guilty that I haven't done the bedroom. And then I'll do the bedroom and I'll feel guilty because the toys will be a mess down here and I haven't done the living room. And I can't ever celebrate my own achievements. I'm always just constantly beating myself up for not doing more. So even doing 3 videos a week, I was like, we should be doing more. We should be doing live streams. We should be doing reading sprints. We should be doing this, that, this and the other. We don't have to. That works for some people. Doing the readathons, doing Discord channels, doing daily Instagram posts, tweeting 3 times a day. For some people, that really works. And I wish I was one of those people. I wish I was that organised. But it just always makes me feel like a failure. And this is me saying to you, my lovely, humble viewers, that you don't have to feel like a failure for living your life. Isn't that a controversial thing to say? It doesn't matter if you don't have a mansion. It doesn't matter if your house isn't tidy. It doesn't matter if you're not posting a video every day or constantly updating social media or not reading every day or having a day off to play video games once a week or watching TV. Like, oh my god, I watched WandaVision and it was amazing and I felt so guilty because I was watching it instead of reading. But it was fucking great and I really enjoyed every second of it, and you're allowed to enjoy life. I wouldn't let myself go to concerts without reviewing them because I felt guilty for having a night off and going to a concert. So then I would beat myself up and make myself get up really early the next day and do like a 3-hour intense review of the show I'd just been to. And it was sucking the joy out of everything. And I was doing the same with reading. I would finish the book, I would write the review before I'd let myself start the next book. And it was good because it was like never ending. It kept things rolling. And then I gave birth and shock horror. After I'd given birth to her, when she was asleep on me, I finished a book while I was in the hospital and I started the next one because I was enjoying reading. And then, quite clearly, I had a 3-day-old and I couldn't review the book I'd finished. And I still don't think I've reviewed that book. I still don't think I've ever gone back to that. But as soon as I missed one, I was like, I'm never writing another book review again. Why am I like this? I should just be able to jump on and off. If I could just write like 1 sentence for the books I don't really feel that much for, and then do an intense review of the books that I'd really like to intensely review, that's fine. You don't have to feel guilty for not reviewing something if reviewing is a hobby that you don't get paid for. Like, nobody is holding me accountable for this. None of you will care if I skip one book review or I don't do an intense wrap up about one book that I finished. If I just say like, this was pretty meh, let's move on to the next one. None of you are going to mind that because that will be more interesting, me just talking intensely about the books that actually interest me rather than trying to find something interesting to say about a book that I could just put in the bin. And I don't know why I'm so intense. I don't know why I can't just let myself have fun and I always have to make it into like a work thing. Like I always just feel guilty for chilling. And so that's like the main part of this life update, I think. I'm gonna chill more. I'm gonna take it back a bit. I'm gonna try not to feel guilty for not uploading 3 times a week. We'll hop in and out when we can. Hopefully the TBR will come back at some point. Hopefully we'll actually get Empire of the Vampire finished this month. We can get that live review, live show done. But my brain has just completely emptied. Again, ADHD. I have a diagnosis and it means that I've got something that I can focus on. I can find my medication and I can take it. And I can read up on ADHD and coping mechanisms and things. And now I can finally get like a strict, solid plan in place on how to help my brain be a better brain. And I'm looking forward to it. My brain is going to be better, and then the channel's going to be better, and then life is going to be better, and it'll be amazing. So, fuck it. I'm going to focus on myself for a bit. You'll see us around when you see us around. And yeah, just like, enjoy your life. Live life, have fun. That's all I've got for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this rambly video, and I hope that it hasn't made you think, oh my god, she's crazy, I'm going to run away from this channel and never come back. But it's just nice to be honest about mental health, and it's nice to be honest about what's going on, and not to constantly feel like I have to be on all the time, and just constantly like either explaining why we missed uploads or just uploading when we don't want to. So we're going to chill a bit. And that's it for you today. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you'd like to subscribe, we'll be super duper grateful. We will see you hopefully in a couple of days with another video. But who knows? We'll see how it goes. I'm Alyce. This is the Bumbling Blogger. Bye!